sun is up today. Maybe spring is coming after all. But it's been a very long winter, 2018. Okay, now we are moving on to the slightly more difficult parts. This is the auxiliary tank kit from Rade Garage. Provides another like 5 liters, 5.5, which is good for, well, on this bike I would say around 100 kilometers of extra riding. Very valuable here in Scandinavia. And at the same time there are all sorts of stuff there. There's an extra, a new airbox filter. Is it 2 filters? Pre-oiled, very good. Some tubes. Okay, this will be interesting, and it will all fit here somehow. Okay, let's get started. Taking away all the fairings to get access. Okay, if you remove the front left fairing or protection, there is a little Husqvarna Easter egg here to find. Hang on. Look, have you seen this? It's like a secret storage for something. There's no connection to it or anything, just a place where you can store stuff. Very strange. This has to come off to get access to the bolts that hold the airbox. Lift up the airbox like that. Now that's loose, and I already disconnected the temperature sensor here that goes into the airbox. Removing the metal sleeve that holds the airbox to the engine. You also have to take away the rolls that saddle rests on. Now the airbox is gone. It was a bit fiddly. It was stuck here on the intake side. I managed to remove it finally. But it's pretty amazing how much, how much space this airbox takes from the motorcycle. There's an enormous amount of possibilities. For instance, to install a tank, like we're going to do now. Okay, here we have the airbox. I am extracting the rubber intake thing here. And we also removed the heat sensor which was here. That is supposed to be used on the new installation as well. It's a big piece, this one, really big. I have now inserted the big rubber intake hose into this new, more compact intake. Look at the size difference here. We reinstall the temperature sensor into the new airbox. So this is a new airbox complete to be mounted on the bike. Now I have installed a new air filter and doing some hose cutting here. All sorts of ventilation hoses that have to be fitted. Tank is in place. During the fuel line here, to avoid the heat of the engine. Fires, good to avoid. Also make sure that this one is really tight, so that no dust or anything could slip into some gaps here. Also really hope that I managed to make the sleeve from the airbox really come as far in as possible on the intake of the engine, so you don't have any possibility to draw dirty air that way. Some new carbon stuff. Little fairing here, home baked. Okay, Rade Garage recommended to remove all the fuel from the fuel tank before doing the last steps here of the installation. And as you see, I didn't do that, so I have to get the canister and all the fuel has been drained. I'm now I'm going to take out the fuel pump assembly here now and connect the other tank. Okay, this is the fuel pump, And Rade has provided a new aluminium housing here with a little banjo bolt where fuel comes in. And I have drawn the fuel line here, and it attaches to this tank just underneath there. So I think we're almost finished here now. Just wanted to check whether the seat would actually fit with the new tank and other stuff and air filter and things underneath, but it seems to work. Very good. Okay, the tank installation is ready. I'm moving on to this dongle, which well, once you have installed it, you no longer have to switch on and off ABS all the time. If it's off when you turn off the bike, it stays off when you start it again. Connected to the diagnostics connector here. Okay, let's fill some fuel and see if she starts. Okay, moment of truth. Put the ignition on. And she starts. Engine works. Well, you can see that fuel is flowing from this tank to the other tank. I wonder what will happen if you want to fill all the tanks up. You probably have to fill this one first, close this, and then fill up the main tank. And then only use this once this has been consumed. That's probably the way to do it.